Good morning. Saturday, 18th of April. If this is the one you want, please stay. If you can get through the next 4-minute preamble, or just if you're watching after, just scroll along and miss this bit. Just gets all very chattery and bantery. Good morning, Bob LaVenture. Maybe it's just me and you, Bob. Me and you for a breakfast snack party. Who's in? It's the weekend, so maybe I'm competing with grand weekend plans. Maybe some deliveries. Maybe some waving through windows at people. Don't know. How's your Wi-Fi, Bob? Wales, we're creeping in the door today. Good morning, good morning. Come on, come on. Take your time. Getting ready for a mobility snack. Bob has dreadful Wi-Fi. Morning, Scotland. Come on, Hove, in you come. I must stop the stove limerick jukes. Got to move on. I've written a limerick for you all. Okay, we don't have to move on if you don't want to. Come on, it's Saturday. We've got to get moving. We've got to get 10 minutes in the bag. 10 more movement minutes to take into your day and use as you see fit. Thank you, Berkshire. Yeah, waiting for the sun, if only. I think we have maybe a 2.5 minute countdown before we get going. If this is the first time that you're watching this is our preamble, our pre-broadcast broadcast, which generally is just me saying hello to people, finding out where they are around the world and around the UK. Oh, I am keen to know, actually, I'm keen to know, you can see I'm here in the dining room at Mum and Dad's, Bextownley in the dining room with my iPhone. Where are you in your house and what are you watching on? What room are you in? And if you're in the bedroom with a cup of tea, I want to know that too. Because it's okay, because you might just be doing some research to do the actual snack later. So that's okay, there's no shame in that. So I'd like to know, what room in the house do you watch these snacks from? Is it the kitchen? Is it the dining room? Is it the lounge? Are you on an iPad? Are you on a phone? What are you doing? I want to know, being nosy. Leslie's in for some crowbars. Oh, yes. Okay, I knew this would happen. Angela's in the bedroom with the spanner. Is that instead of the crowbar, Angela? Alison's in the lounge on the iPad. Yes, Dawn's in the bedroom with a cup of tea. But to be fair, Dawn, you're key part of research and extracurricular comments. Shrewsbury's in the kitchen on the iPad. This is exactly what I was intrigued about. Bristol's on the iPad in the lounge, but sometimes in the kitchen. Living room, looking at the rain, using the phone. Thank you, Francis. Thank you, Muddy. They don't have any. No, we should create a new Cluedo. Make movement your mission, Cluedo. And you are all the characters. Oh, now you've got my mind going. Dawn and Bob will be going, oh no, not another idea. Anyway, should we do it? Keep that coming, because apart from that, it's really interesting. It's just very amusing as well. Thank you, Krista. kitchen in the iPhone. A kitchen's a popular place. Now that's interesting because it means you've got potentially loads of external support. I'm always thinking, see? Always thinking. Bedroom with coffee and phone. Put the coffee down, Carol, before we do these heel raises, okay? That's called dual tasking, and actually that's exactly what we mean by life. We've got to be doing all this stuff at the same time. Sue's in the kitchen with a cuppa, on the phone in the kitchen in Dunfermline. Anyway, come on, I know I've got all excited about, I'm visualising where you are. Anyway, I've got a limerick, okay? I was inspired this morning. We'll do the limerick and then we'll do it. And this is for you, everyone, as we come to the end of our 4th week. Are you ready? There was a group of movement snackers who stuck it out, for sure, not slackers. Taller, stronger is what matters. Please stop this preamble and move on from this chatter. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Good morning, everyone. I'm sorry we're a little bit late, got carried away. My name is Bex Townley. It's Saturday the 18th of April and we are here for the first mobility snack, the first movement snack, which will focus on mobility. And I just want to bring you back to this. This is kind of underpins everything we do in these movement snacks, plus I crowbar in extra stuff. But if you have joined us later, don't forget this movement active calendar has most of the key movements that we focus on, and here is 3 of the key mobility movements that we're going to do now. And I just wanted to mention, just to cross-reference Funky Floor Friday from yesterday, that in August of the calendar is some suggested tips on how to get up. Anyway, let's move on for our first 10 minutes, everyone. Just to do a quick review, the towel is on the floor because it acts as contrast to the white socks which my mum has lent me because I haven't got very many clothes here. Let's stand up tall, always buy some external support, whatever's best for you. In sit or stand, switch between the two and I'll give you prompts for both. So to begin with, we're going to start with our circulation boost. So some light support if you're in stand. If you know what's coming for the seated option, just preparing it, going with that. This just 1 minute serves to just boost the circulation, especially first thing in the morning, even though I know some of you have already been out for a walk and doing stuff. But let's just be more mindful of optimum upright posture, lengthening here, and thinking about more specific ankle movements. The knees are low. I'm steady and stable. I bring in arm or 1 or 2 arms, using external support. I don't want you balance challenged. I just want you to stand taller, open a little bit more, and just boost the circulation for another 30 seconds or so. Here are the seated prompts if you prefer. Hip walk forward. This in itself is a critical mobility action. We can start in seated either from the top half or the bottom half. So here's alternating arms. Bring them in together when you feel ready. Bring this pace down. Can you note I've got a slight bend in the elbow here. If you're in a chair with arms, you'll need to extra tuck the elbows in, or it may feel more comfortable for you just to ease your way through that and literally guide the elbow back. So combined here with some ankle mobility as part of this march, we're trying to get the joints moving more, even more than they usually do in daily life, and just bring those together when you're ready. So this first initial 1 minute, 1 minute and a half, literally boost the circulation. That's all we want to do. We shouldn't be out of breath or breathless, but at the end of it, you probably do want to take a deeper breath. Any rhythmical movement, especially when arms and legs come together, are going to generate, that increase in heart rate and respiratory rate, and we can control that with the size and the speed of our movements. So that's just a little circ boost. Now we're going to go through top to bottom full body mobility, starting with shoulders. In sit or stand, pick up your position. I'm coming closer so you can see. You might want to start just with some shoulder raises, just to see how that feels for you, and certainly if it's your first time joining us. As and when you feel you can, explore the roll back. So we've brought in a bigger range of movement, and is really kind of what we need our shoulders to be doing in daily life. So take your time, make sure you come all the way down after each one. You may even just want to pause and reset up that posture and go again. And if you feel that you've got one shoulder that's moving more than the other, that's usual, and you may well know that you have a technically known as a dicky shoulder, perhaps. So you might want to just take some individually and see how you go with that. If you're wondering why we don't go forwards, it's because generally we spend a lot of time in flexed positions. So we just want to encourage that restoration of that open position where our arms can work more effectively. So we're in sit and stand, don't forget. The next movement is the head turns. Everything lifted, everything opened. If you're in stand, feet are a little bit wider, knees are a little bit bent, and you have this activity, this relaxed activity, if that's at all possible. And here is the head turns. Take your time on these, pause in the middle. If you're in stand, take up some support. Any head movement is going to challenge the balance to a lesser or greater degree. I don't want you balance challenged. I want you to really focus on neck mobility. We need to be able to fluidly move our head from side to side for daily life. We need to go in other directions as well, but for now I'm just going to focus on these key movements. And then 3, 4, 5 of those max, take your time. And then the next movement to complement that is this one. So a little bit fingertip here on the chin as a reference point, and we're just looking to press back from that. It's the feeling as you're giving yourself a double chin. This movement may feel quite small for you. Really depends how your head is positioned currently on your spine, but again, everything is to encourage this extension and the best possible position for your head to be in for shoulders, arms and body to work. Okay, let's have another little boost. During this circ boost, even more ankles. Can you see my feet? I wear socks on this morning session just so that you can really see what's happening with feet, but bring the toes in on that as well. It's not just about ankles, it's about feet and toes, so give those an extra squeeze. Moving down now to the trunk. 3 key movements that we're going to focus on for the trunk, and these are critical in all of our activities of daily living. In standing, get your balance, wider feet, this will help with balance. I don't want you to challenge your balance, so use external support if you need. We're going to turn and return to centre. So it's in 2 parts really. We're going in one direction, little pause here, and we're really looking to take this turn on a lifted and open posture. Use the hands for support if you need. In the chair, our additional focus now is the position of the buttocks. So really anchor into the chair. So as you turn, I'm really fixed around my hips and pelvis. Feet are flat on the floor. You can bring the arms into that if you want to. They can come round with you. If the trunk's going to move for daily life, the chances are we need to take our arms with us. But this movement is initiated from the trunk, not from the arms. So take out the pace, take out the momentum. If you want to have a pit stop here, have a moment, just to give the posture muscles a rest. They get tired. Standing upright is tiring for these muscles. That's usual. So that's why we start to slump. The body will always generally go for the easiest option, which is switch off. Okay, let's move to side bends. In standing, wide base of support. In sit, feet anchored, buttocks anchored, and then we take the sideways bend and back up. So as you can see, all these movements will be embedded within functional activities, washing, dressing, reaching. We're just looking to improve these movements so that daily life itself can become easier. Again, you might feel that you can move more on one side than the other. In the chair, give yourself some support if you would like. Make sure that you only go sideways, and when you take the bend, the lower half is really fixed. Don't stay down there, come straight back. Have a release. On this circ boost, make the movement smaller and just do a little bit of quick feet here, a little bit of quick feet here. Just give the toes a squeeze, just move the feet a little bit quicker, just change the pace of that, just to try to get some more circ boost. But we don't always move slowly in daily life. Sometimes we need to react. So that's just an extra little quick feet thing in there. Back extensions, here we go. Get your balance in stand, knees are slightly soft. Remember on this, no thrusting, hips are still. Ease into that back extension, take your time on this. Feel your way slowly in and out of these movements. Hand here can give us a bit of a guide. Can you see that the extension is just isolated to here? Nothing's happening at my hips. So we definitely shouldn't be shifting the hips forward. And in sitting, it's the same. And we can slide the hands up to full sit, add an extra squeeze and then come back out again. Keep the gaze forwards, and breathe. Take your time on these, rest after each one. Feel your way in and out of these movements slowly. A little bit more feet, have a little scrunch through the toes. And now let's take some really deliberate ankle mobility. So in the seat, come back into full back rest. Pick the feet off the floor and now focus on this. Toes back towards you and then press forwards. And you can bring in the toes on this as well. And we're really looking to increase these two key movements. This is how we walk, yes? Have a look if you need to. That might help with the information to see, are you moving really specifically? If lower limb movements, as feet and ankles aren't an option or aren't right for you today for whatever reason, my suggestion is to focus, keep going on these hip walking in and out of the chair, if ankle mobility isn't on your menu today. In stand, we have this one. Ankles and knees come in that, and as you can see, if we do this one in stand, I've also got quite a lot of activity going on in this standing leg. So take up support, so we get a bug off here, buy one get one free. This knee's a little bit soft on here, and if you're steady and confident in stand and you want to translate that ankle activity into this really deliberate functional step, really focus on heel strike first, back heel comes off. I've got this plank-like position through my trunk, so I'm lifted. I've got a bit of weight transfer coming in there. Take up support if you need. Okay, so let's take some heel raises into the daisies. Hands on the table. Just remind of these. If you want to tag on a little knee bend and a heel raise and a little reach, you can. So just fire up all that now, just to get it on your radar to take into your day. In sit, it's the same. So we've got the ankle and the squeeze, but on the reach here, you've got a glute squeeze as well. So you've got extra push through there on the buttocks. Okay, that's that last little bit there, heel raises, crowbar them into the day. Back at 12 o'clock for the lunchtime snack, we'll be focusing on some more strength activities, the jockey lifts, the sit to stand, maybe some directional stepping and some wall press. That's the lunchtime menu. That's 10 minutes in the bag. See you back at 12 for another 10, and have a lovely day. Thanks for joining in. Bye for now.